Hi everyone, this is my recap of Sister Wives Season 14, Episode 12, Kody vs. Robyn. Or should I say, the Kody and Robyn show? Because that would be pretty accurate. In this episode, Robyn looks pretty depressed actually, while Kody forces her to look at houses to buy. At the first house they go and see, Robyn's just there still hoping to just rent. And she says that Kody's getting pushy, and he is. He's like a caged animal. And he even admits that he's crossed that point of no return where he's being a bad husband. Well, at least he's self-aware. Robyn says in her confessional, like, our plan was to rent and build. And she's like really hysterical. She feels like if she agrees with buying, she will be setting the family back from building on Coyote Pass. And she sees the family right now struggling, and that's not what she wants to do. But Kody's putting on the pressure. He basically tells her they have days to make an offer on the house or they'll be homeless or something. Which, I mean, they wouldn't. Don't they have like 3 other houses? I don't understand why Robyn couldn't temporarily go live with another wife. Now they go to a second house, and this time they have their realtor Shelby, who's like really young and innocent, and they have all their kids, and Kody bends down to Ariella and says like, hey Ariella, we have to leave our home. Like, is that necessary to like bring in the kids in this as like pawns? Robyn was not feeling that. Poor Shelby, because she is in a weird position where Kody's trying to have her agree that they need to buy, but she's kind of hesitant to do that, and then she's like the third wheel while Kody and Robyn talk about what God wants them to do. In his confessional, Kody actually mentions that Coyote Pass is actually in a big flood zone and that there's no infrastructure there, so it's going to take a lot longer than it did to build their Las Vegas homes. And flood zone, are you kidding me? Like, I don't think I would have been hesitant to buy property on a flood zone, just given how much things are flooding these days. Okay, so in the next scene, we actually take a break from Kody and Robyn, thank goodness. And basically, Christine visits Aspyn in Lehi, Utah. That's where Aspyn moved with her husband. I can't believe it. She's back where they came from. And Aspyn and Christine make hummus together. And Christine just says she loves Utah because they have so much family there. They basically have no family in Flagstaff. But they can't really go to Utah because it's still not safe for them because of the lawsuits that they were involved in, I think. But she says moving to Flagstaff was not a mistake. It feels right. And that basically they cherish being open as who they are more than being close to their kids. Okay, so now, you guessed it, Kody and Robyn go visit house number 3. This one has a lot of bedrooms, it's really big, but it's a lot farther away, so it's a push and pull. However, so while they're upstairs, Kody drops a bomb and he kind of says in front of Robyn's girls that they would have to go to another school because it's out of their school zone. And you should have seen their eyes. They're petrified. And Robyn freaks out. She is like scared that they're gonna panic. And Robyn hates it when Kody like freaks out or says stuff to the kids that scare them. So next scene, Janelle visits Maddie and her husband. Maddie is pregnant, but she hates being pregnant. She says, there's a human being in my body and my body is not mine. She is not one of those women who love being pregnant, apparently. And so they have a family dinner, and Janelle mentions that she sees Maddie differently now. She's in a different category. You know, she's a tireless mom, and Janelle wished she was that type of mom. So isn't that sweet? And in the final scene, Kody and Robyn are packing, but with nowhere to go. Kody asks about the house they looked at. Like, did you like it? And she liked the space, the extra bedrooms, but he's been pushing to buy houses apparently since way before. He just kind of wants to invest. This is not a new thing, Robyn says. And Kody basically says they now literally have 1 day to close on a house if they want somewhere to go when they have to move out. Robyn gets emotional. She basically begs Kody to buy a house with very little money down, and she wants to be able to back out if they find a rental. Kody is just like over moving, and I think that's kind of why he wants to buy, because he does not want to pack boxes anymore. Robyn actually makes Kody call the owner of house number 3 to see if he would be able to let them lease there instead of buying, and Kody calls him the wrong name, which is not a good start to a phone conversation when you have like a huge ask. The owner says that he has to run it by his wife, but he doesn't say no, so that's kind of nice. And Kody says, basically, I have 24 hours, call me at midnight, anytime. Then things get a little bit emotional. Kody says that if they were business partners, him and Robyn, this is where he would part ways at this point. And Robyn says that if she knew she had to move again like this a year later, she wouldn't have left Vegas at all. Kody says that she needs to be there to sign to buy the house, and he feels like he's forcing her. He says the whole thing about their kids being homeless, I think he's using that as like a scare tactic. And Robyn says she's just not in a place to say yes to buying. She says sure, which isn't sure like a yes, like what's sure? So Kody's going crazy and Robyn cries. Yay. Like, what an uplifting episode, guys. All right, so thank you for listening the whole way through. I'll talk to you guys soon.